months. Today got people to do something unheard of 35 years ago. Watch TV at 7 in the morning.
From that miracle on 49th Street during the 50s, today became an American TV habit, traveling to all 50 states and many foreign countries.
And good morning. This is Today in Romania.
The places and faces that kept America tuning in for 35 years. We brought the world home to you on Today.
I'm Paul Major.
And I'm Diana Pierce. Coming up tonight on News 11, the high school in a small western Minnesota town is gutted by fire.
The jury takes up the murder case of a street gang member. We'll have the latest.
Emotional words following a hearing into a murder that happened 22 years ago.
And a woman badly injured in a freeway smash-up has a smashing success on the road to recovery.
News 11 is next.
Announcing high-performance savings on every 1987 Pontiac. Buy or lease and get up to $1,200 cash back, depending on model and equipment. Just take actual retail delivery of the road machine you want from dealer stock by April 30th. And get up to $1,200 cash back. Plus, every 1987 Pontiac comes with a 6-year, 60,000-mile warranty. We build excitement. Pontiac.
Take a peek at what makes LA Law the show you gotta watch. In this week's People, you'll meet sexy TV attorneys Susan Day and Corbin Burnson making magic on screen. People celebrates people, like the close-knit cast of TV's newest smash hit. Another People spellbinder, the Lyndon Johnson TV miniseries with uproarious memories of the last raucous president. Then Lee Iacocca is power sexy, and so much more. Week after week, People celebrates people. This week, LA Law, courting success.
Stop! Don't put that firecracker away, because our New Year's sale at Sun Valley was so successful, we're going to do it one more time. Through Monday only, we're repeating the year's lowest prices on everything in our showrooms. Water beds, bedroom furniture, waveless mattresses, Soma beds, comforters, and sheets, up to 50% off. You'll be amazed how much comfort and style your dollar buys. So start your new year with the best in beds at the lowest prices of the year, through Monday only at Sun Valley Waterbeds.
Now, the Twin Cities' fastest growing television news. News 11. With Paul Majors, Diana Pierce, Tom Reither on sports, and meteorologist Paul Douglas.
Good evening. Topping tonight's News 11, the jury has a verdict in the Graylon Williams murder trial.
Williams is accused in the execution-style murder of a 16-year-old street gang member.
Alan Costantini is at the Hennepin County Government Center. Let's go to him. Alan?
Yes, Paul and Diana, there is a verdict in the Graylon Williams murder case, but we don't know what it is yet. We should know momentarily, and we'll be back to you with that verdict as soon as it has been announced here at the Hennepin County Government Center, but not yet.
Alan, just to get things clear, the jury has reached a verdict. They've been called back to the courtroom, and that's what's taking place now,
That's right. The lawyers, the judge are assembling up there now. We should have the verdict momentarily.
All right, Alan, we'll get right back to you. Tonight, a Stillwater woman charged with the murder of her 3.5-year-old adopted son is out on bail. Lois Juergens was in court today and pleaded not guilty to charges she beat her son to death 22 years ago. Jerry Sherwood, the woman who gave the boy up for adoption, was also in court today and was visibly upset by today's court proceedings.
I guess it's unbelievable. I want to go right. Sherwood, can you share with us?
It was Sherwood's search for her son that led to the recent reopening of the police investigation. The trial date was set for March 23rd.
The U.S. Marine Corps has issued formal charges of espionage against a 25-year-old St. Paul Marine. Sergeant Clayton Lonetree, who worked as a Marine guard at the American Embassy in Moscow, has been accused of passing the names and photographs of American intelligence personnel to a female KGB agent. Should Lonetree be found guilty on all 19 spy counts issued tonight, the maximum military penalty for the crimes would be death. And in federal court in Minneapolis today, Englishman Jonathan Michael May was sentenced to 10 years in prison. May was found guilty of swindling residents of Boyd, Minnesota, many of them money-troubled farmers, in a banking scheme.
A huge fire ripped through a high school in western Minnesota overnight, a fire that has authorities puzzled tonight. 150 firefighters were called to Madison, Minnesota, where they battled the blaze for hours. News 11's Bernie Grace reports.
Flames could be seen for miles around Madison, Minnesota. A patrolman spotted the fire about 3 this morning. When firefighters from Madison arrived, they knew they needed help. So nearly a dozen area fire departments joined the battle.
When we pulled up, the entire library room was totally engulfed, and it was already up into the false ceilings, and that made it almost impossible to try to contain it other than what we did.
Several hours after the fire broke out, smoke was still billowing from the rubble. Destroyed was a new $200,000 roof just recently put on the old section of the school, and the top floor of the 1908 building was gutted. A library, science lab, computer room, offices, and classrooms are now piles of debris. Students and alumni couldn't believe it.
And my mom's a teacher, and she was screaming because she saw it burning, and we all ran into her bedroom and looked out the window and saw it burning.
It's real tragic. When I heard about it this morning, I just could have cried. It just seems like a death in the community, a major death.
The state fire marshal's office is investigating the cause of the blaze. A decision will be made over the weekend when school will reopen. Fire officials say damage will run into the millions of dollars. But school officials say had the fire not been confined to this old section of the school, the losses would have been much greater. In Madison, Minnesota, Bernie Grace, News 11.
School officials say 200 students will attend classes at a nearby parochial school. Some sections of the burned-out building will be able to be reopened, but it's not known tonight when the heating and plumbing systems will be working again.
There was a dramatic rescue of fire victims overnight in Illinois. A reporter from an Albion television station arrived on the scene before firefighters and rescued those stuck inside burning apartments. Everyone made it out of the fire safely, which started in a first-floor business. In Superior, Wisconsin overnight, an intense fire destroyed 3 businesses, and firefighters tried to control the blaze for hours. A supermarket, laundromat, and pizza parlor were burned to the ground. There's no word on the cause of that fire.
A 16-year-old boy is recovering tonight following a frightening ordeal on a snowmobile. The snowmobile burst into flames and the teen had to jump off the speeding machine to safety. The accident happened this morning in Shoreview. The victim suffered a minor wrist injury when he jumped off the burning vehicle. And it was a spectacular scene on Interstate 494 today at Eagan. A car blew up on the New River Crossing Bridge. The driver got out safely, but emergency crews had to shut down the westbound lanes because authorities feared there would be another blast. The fire backed up traffic for about a mile.
Some Minnesota farmers are angry tonight following the budget plan Governor Perpich proposed earlier this week. Farmers say they are virtually ignored by the governor in the budget, as we hear from News 11 Capitol correspondent Dennis Stauffer.
Les Kilo is like a lot of Minnesota farmers. He has a family to support and a lot of money invested in farming. On his Goodhue County farm, he milks a herd of 50 dairy cows. And like many of his neighbors, he's having a tough time making it.
I would say I'm on the borderline. I've got a lot of debt. It's a struggle to keep ahead of it.
For the past 2 years, Les has participated in a state-sponsored interest buy-down program. But the future of that program is now in doubt. In fact, Governor Perpich's new budget proposal contains no special funding to aid farmers.
It's kind of like a slap in the face. It's, you know, are they going to pick you up or say, well, we'll help you up, and then shove you back, or what?
The buy-down program saved the state's farmers more than $25 million in interest last year, but the plan is now in the red. It will take $14 million in state funds just to get caught up. Some legislators are backing a bill that would continue the program. The governor says if the next budget forecast shows more revenue coming to the state, he may support an extension, but there's no money yet.
What the governor's budget appears to be saying to farmers is the state's done what it can. It's time to move on to other issues. What a lot of Minnesota farmers are saying is, sure, the state can't solve all our problems, but we could still use some help. Dennis Stauffer, News 11, Goodhue County.
The state's next revenue forecast comes out March 1st. Many state leaders believe there will be more money, but no one knows how much.
A rally on the steps of the federal courthouse in St. Paul today. Residents of the Little Earth Housing Project are asking for $1 million to help them with the cost of increased rent. The Department of Housing and Urban Development wants the project to be owned and managed by an organization other than the residents. The issue should be decided by next week.
An emotional reunion tonight at Twin Cities International Airport, where a Polish refugee arrived about an hour ago. Mary Stuckey reports the man has been separated from his family for years.
For 5 years, Alexander Mazur has waited for his family. In Poland, Mazur was a scientist and member of Solidarity. He managed to get out of Poland after martial law was declared. Tonight, after years of waiting, Mazur's wife and son are about to get off a plane and join him in America. Jolanta has a heart condition. That was the reason she was finally let out of Poland. Jolanta and Paweł speak almost no English, but Alexander translated his wife's feelings tonight.
Cieszymy, że jesteśmy razem. To jest dla nas najważniejsze w tej chwili.
The most important thing for them is to be together.
Alexander has made a new life here. He bought a house in Minneapolis and he works in computer research. And tonight at the Twin Cities airport, the family set off to begin a new life together in America. Mary Stuckey, News 11.
And the family was reunited with the help of the International Red Cross.
Coming up next, car bombs blow up in Spain and Lebanon.
Plus, conflicting reports on the whereabouts of Terry Waite.
And later on News 11 Extra, the story of a challenging struggle back to health following a frightening accident. We'll be right back.
When you switch to Eradicane to save money over Dual or Lasso, you won't take a chance on performance. Eradicane gives excellent control of foxtails and other grasses and puts it in writing with one of the strongest guarantees around. Apply Eradicane right, and if it doesn't work, you'll get a rescue treatment at no charge. Ask your dealer about the Eradicane guarantee. Then ask to see the Dual or Lasso guarantee. You can't lose when you switch and save with Eradicane.
He's right, you know.
Switch and save with Eradicane.
You're going down a road behind the wheel of the new Dodge Dakota. It's the first true midsize pickup ever made. Inside, room for 3, and with 4-wheel drive and a V6, the Dakota 4x4 doesn't shy away from hard work. Cross into Dakota territory. Dodge Dakota, the new state of the American truck.
It's here, Levitt's February Furniture Sale. Save on hundreds of bargains throughout Levitt's huge showroom at Levitt's February Furniture Sale. The sale you can't afford to miss.
When I first got divorced, I thought the sky was going to fall in. It didn't. The roof did. We'll work with you. Then Norwest told me I could use the equity in my house for home improvements. Really? Oh, you're kidding. We'll do our best. They help keep the roof over our heads, where it belongs. We know the way.
An explosion blamed on terrorists in Spain killed 2 people today and injured 36 others. The bomb went off in a car as a bus filled with army officers went by in Zaragoza. The blast shattered windows and destroyed cars in that city's downtown. The explosion was heard throughout the city. And in Beirut, a dramatic scene as a car bomb blew up outside a crowded shopping center. 6 people were found dead in the fiery scene and 40 people injured in the blast were rushed to local ambulances to hospitals. The bomb wrecked a passing school bus.
Tonight, there are conflicting reports over the whereabouts of British envoy Terry Waite. A Lebanese news magazine reports Waite is being held hostage and is under Muslim house arrest. Meantime, a Beirut newspaper says Waite has been seen talking with the captors of Western hostages. Waite hasn't been seen in 11 days. And British radio reports tonight Waite paid $2 million to secure the freedom of former hostage David Jacobson last year. This report tonight follows others from the Palestine Liberation Organization tonight, saying American businesses raised the money for Jacobson's release. The State Department will not confirm this claim.
A controversial plan to kill birds in Kentucky tops datelines tonight. Officials in Cave City have been coping with an estimated 800,000 starlings responsible for crop damage. Overnight, the birds were sprayed with water and detergent mixture, freezing 250,000 of them. Another 50,000 are expected to be killed tonight. President Reagan vetoed a $20 billion Clean Water Act at the White House today, and he says he's outraged at members of Congress who passed the bill. The president was applauded in the ceremony, but environmentalists call the veto a mistake. And White House spokesman Larry Speakes had his last official briefing today, and a cake with the number 2000 was brought in. Now that's because Speakes had about 2,000 briefings in his White House career. He's leaving for a job in the private sector. Some singers also had a special song.
Everybody, let's talk.
Everybody in the West Wing block was leaking while Larry talks. Leaking while Larry talks.
You're out of business.
Leaking while Larry talks.
I'm swole.
Leaking while Larry talks.
Leaking while Larry talks.
Yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
He looked a little grayer, did you notice?
Just a little bit.
My goodness, I'll tell you what, if you like snow, get out and romp in it tomorrow. A lot of snowmobilers, cross-country skiers on Cloud 10 right now. Enjoy it. A big thaw on the way. We could be talking 40-plus by early next week. The reluctant winter of 86, 87 may go out with a whimper, too, according to the National Weather Service in Washington, D.C. Here's their latest 90-day outlook. There is a mild El Nino, a mild warm-up of the eastern Pacific, and based on that, they're saying a 60% chance of drier than normal here in Minnesota right through April. Temperature-wise, well, they're saying there's a 60% chance, a 6 in 10 chance of warmer than normal over the next 90 days. Much colder than normal forecast for much of the deep south over the next 3 months. So warm-up is coming. That will inevitably bring severe weather and tornadoes. Of course, we all remember the July 18th tornado in Brooklyn Park. There was a bit of good news that came out of the Severe Storms Forecast Center today. According to the director, Fred Osby, do you realize back in 1986 we had the fewest tornado-related fatalities since 1916? There were only 70 deaths, and that really is good news. He thinks that technology is in large part to thank. Things like Doppler radar supercomputers have really zeroed in and pinpointed areas most prone to tornadoes. Obviously, it's a little early to be talking about twisters. Nothing severe in the forecast, just a warm-up. And before we get into the details, we want to show you our latest Channel 11 coloring contest winner. And there it is, before your very eyes. Congratulations to Heather Olmstead, age 15, our latest winner, a finalist, and Heather may win a brand new color TV. We had a high today of 31, a low of 17, just a trace of snow. Sunrise 7:35. It's clear and 17, no wind and no wind chill as a result. The dew point 16, the humidity high, and the barometer 30.09 and steady. On Loop 11, you can see the storm that is now dropping very heavy snow on Boston. They've picked up about 4 inches of heavy snow in the last couple of hours. And there's another ominous frontal system approaching from the west. As we turn on the weather machine and check the latest map, you can see a storm winding up over Nevada. Most of the energy and most of the moisture with that storm is going to slide off to our south over the next 24 hours. We are just going to get nicked as that trough of low pressure moves through. That'll mean clouds and maybe flurries. I could see a couple of hours of light snow tomorrow afternoon. Nothing significant. All the really heavy weather right now in the northeast. Temperatures falling through the teens at this hour. There are some reports of patchy fog, and I could see some foggy headaches out there later on tonight. As far as warm weather is concerned, could I interest you in some 40s? This is the air mass we are going to be enjoying from Monday right through the middle part of next week. Tomorrow, just a few flurries as that trough moves through. The 11 Outlook is coming up next.
Here's the great truck deal you've been waiting for. Right now, Nissan dealers are offering 3 fantastic ways to save big bucks on hard body trucks. Get low 3.9% factory financing on any truck, or get up to $800 cash back right to you. Plus, get our $630 special option package on E-model trucks at no extra cost. But don't wait. There will never be a better time to buy a hard body truck than right now. See your Twin Cities area Nissan dealers today.
Wow! Looking good. Little thing. All right.
A blizzard of family fun. Stroh's Winter Carnival Fun Fair. 70 concerts, indoor midway, children's playland, great food and shopping. Stroh's Fun Fair.
Picture yourself in Acapulco. The warmth of the sun, exciting nightlife, and more. Don't settle for second best. Twin City Tours now offers an unbelievable vacation deal on specially selected dates to Acapulco. You get round-trip air, 7 nights at a beachfront hotel, and more from only $349. Call your travel agent now for Twin City Tours to Acapulco.
Sunny holiday is yours with Twin City Tours.
Acapulco from $349, a non-retroactive special from Twin City Tours. Call your travel agent now.
Here's your 11 outlook for tonight. I know you have a big weekend planned, and the forecast goes as follows. Mostly clear, some patchy fog tonight, 11 to 16. Tomorrow, clouds increase. There could be a few passing flurries, 30 to 35. It is going to be on the mild side. Sunday, the sun should be out, 34. Monday, mostly sunny, 36. Tuesday, milder. Look at that high temperature, up to 38 degrees. Now, the nice thing about doing weather in the backyard is every once in a while you get to take in a snowmobile ride. I am an amateur snowmobiler. I'm a recreational snowmobiler. You want to talk about some die-hard snowmobilers? Tomorrow, 260 snowmobilers will leave Thunder Bay, Ontario for the Jeep I-500. It's a 500-mile race all the way down to Otter Lake. They should be finishing up sometime Sunday afternoon. Now, Kirsten Lindquist and I and several other personalities will be in a miniature race starting at Como Lake Sunday at noon, finishing up at Main Street near St. Anthony. About an hour later, we will be welcoming those snowmobilers. It is a grueling race, an unbelievable race. If you can stop out and cheer us on, we sure appreciate it. And the proceeds will benefit the Children's Variety Club Hospital, and we sure appreciate the efforts that they're doing down there. So I'm going to get a little bit of practice in right now and see how we do here. This is a brand new Arctic Cat. It'll do 95 miles an hour. I'm not going to go nearly that fast.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know. He ran into Highway 55.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, anyway, we'll find out later. Coming up next, we'll show you where the Winter Carnival medallion was found.
And the winners of the $3,000 treasure. We'll be right back.
The Three Stooges' fourth brother. Actually, that's what that is.
Now, the Twin Cities' fastest growing television news. News 11. With Joan Steppen, Kevin McDowell, Randy Shaver on sports, and meteorologist Sally Patrick.
Good evening, everybody. Topping tonight's News 11, the journey's end for the much-beloved beluga whales of Minnesota.
A devastating illness forced Big Mouth and his mate Little Girl to leave their home of 10 years for treatment in San Diego. Now, it was back in 1977, Big Mouth was caught in northern Manitoba and brought to the Minnesota Zoo. In the summer of 1984, he bumped his lip on a feeding platform and underwent 4 operations. Then, just 2 weeks ago, the news Big Mouth had a deadly bone infection and would be sent to San Diego SeaWorld.
The journey to California began early this morning. The prize belugas were hoisted out of their tanks in specially designed slings. The whales were then nestled into traveling crates on flatbed trucks. The whales may be gone, but they are not forgotten. News 11's Jeanette Harrison leads a team report on what's ahead in San Diego and the fans the pair left behind.
For those many Minnesotans who loved and cared for the belugas, it was finally farewell day, the last time to say goodbye.
I will truly miss them. I enjoy talking to the people at the whale pool and telling them about whales, and I'll miss little girls squirting me with water.
Sad. Yeah, sad to see them go.
The belugas were moved by truck from the zoo to the airport. The timing and moves had been rehearsed again and again.
One more time. 1, 2, 3.
While air freight crews battled with the heavy traveling crates, state troopers, fire trucks, paramedics, and security guards stayed close at hand. Zoo officials said all the preparations and security made for a smooth move.
Calm, sedated, they're okay.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, I really am. I thought it would be a little bit more harder than this. It's a piece of cake.
But security didn't daunt spectators who came to see the belugas. Minibuses brought several loads of people, many of them crowding around Big Mouth's tank to watch him being hosed down. They knew it was their last look at a Minnesota symbol.
Well, every time we went to the zoo, we watched the whales. You know, they're kind of like our favorite thing.
Goodbyes must end, and a few minutes before noon, Big Mouth and Little Girl were off, winging their way to California, accompanied by one of their zookeepers. News 11's Susan Wiese is in San Diego.
When Minnesota's 2 belugas arrived aboard the 727, the temperature outside was fully 30 degrees warmer than inside the aircraft. That way, the water in the whales' transport tanks stayed cool, and kept Big Mouth and Little Girl from overheating during their 3.5-hour flight. For much of the trip, the whales slept. And once in California, it was a signal from the Beluga's Minnesota trainer that let News 11 know the pair made it A-OK.
Now that Big Mouth and Little Girl have arrived here in San Diego, they're going to have to get used to salt water and a lot more sun.
At SeaWorld, the holding pool where Big Mouth and his companion were being lowered into is filled with filtered ocean water, salt water that doctors here say might be therapeutic. And with Big Mouth still in the giant sling, doctors performed a very brief physical exam. What's the prognosis?
At this point, we'd have to say guarded or poor.
Still, through the eyes of his trainer, Big Mouth made the 1,900-mile journey well.
They're pretty calm around the pool. They seem to be breathing normally.
While Little Girl's appetite is back, Big Mouth's is slow to return. But what's apparent is that Big Mouth is extremely curious about his new home. And though the 15-year-old whale is in for weeks of treatment for bone disease, it's clear tonight that the giant whale is not ready to say goodbye to his mate, Little Girl, or to the people that care for him. Susan Wiese, News 11, San Diego.
Tomorrow, they'll start observing Big Mouth's behavior while they await results of a blood test. There, I hope not.
But you can bet they were there. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We had a real summer-like day today. I don't know if you made it outside, but it was real warm. Almost on the humid and sticky side, at least for this time of year. We had a lot of sunshine today. Yeah, I think we'll take it. And that brought the temperature up to 81 degrees, if you can believe that. The low was 47. No precipitation in the cities as of yet. Sun sets at 8:12, rises at 6:11. Mostly cloudy right now, 66 degrees. Winds from the northeast at 3 miles an hour. The dew point right now stands at 47, relative humidity 45%, and the pressure is on the rise. Live Doppler radar will show a band of showers and thunder showers going through the Twin Cities right now. They're running from about Norwood in Carver County over to Bayport in Washington County. This line of showers is moving towards the southeast at around 30 miles an hour, and I think once this band moves through, that'll be it for tonight. We'll have clearing skies and some cooler, drier air will be working its way in. Earlier tonight, Doppler radar, the wide-range Doppler radar, was showing a powerful storm in north-central Iowa. This was around 7:30 this evening. That thunderstorm produced golf ball-size hail smashing windshields in Iowa. It's now moving southward, and Des Moines can hear the thunder from that storm. You can see it on the satellite picture, brighter white clouds. They are moving towards the southeast. Also some powerful thunderstorms in northeastern sections of our state, producing small pea-size hail. All of this is associated with a zigzagging cold front that's coming through, and it should be through in the next couple of hours, and that's when we'll see an end to the showers and the thunder showers, and cool air moves in behind this front, and it will be windy tonight, and I think that'll continue for tomorrow. Ahead of the cold front, it was warm. It was summer-like, 80s throughout much of the state, 90s nosing their way up into Iowa, Nebraska. 22 record highs were set today. Here are just a few of them. 88 degrees Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 92 in Lincoln, Nebraska, 91 degrees in Kansas City and Missouri. Here's the map for tomorrow. I think it'll be a nice day, pleasant. High pressure builds in. It will be windy. We'll talk about that coming up. Gardener who thinks biggest is best. You can compare your garden produce this year to a few of the following. Take a look at this. According to the 1987 Guinness Book of World Records, the biggest garlic ever grown, 2 pounds, 12 ounces. That'll keep the neighborhood dog and Kevin McDowell away. Cucumber, the biggest cucumber ever made, or ever grown, I should say, 37 pounds, 4 ounces. Biggest head of lettuce grown in England, 1974, 25 pounds. And the biggest carrot ever grown, 15 pounds, 7 ounces. That's one big carrot. I have to update you on my asparagus plants, and this is the way they look. Oh, excuse me, we're going to go to the forecast first, and then you'll get to see those asparagus, and it's exciting. You want to wait for it. Showers ending tonight. I think that'll happen in the next couple of hours. Skies clear out, 47 degrees the overnight low. It will be breezy tonight and also tomorrow. Winds up to 30 miles an hour. High tomorrow around 68 degrees. Aside from the winds, it should be pleasant. Tuesday, sunshine, 71, and by midweek, Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures going into the low 80s. Should be a real heat wave. Take a look at this asparagus. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
Get a close. Can we get a close-up of that? This is unbelievable.
It's just been a couple weeks. I know you haven't seen them recently, but I tell you, this asparagus just growing wildly here.
That's the only one she's been watering.
That's the only one. The rest aren't getting water. No, this, I tell you where this came from. We'll widen the shot. This came from flowers that the crew gave me. As you may have heard, my duties are changing here at Channel 11, and the crew gave me this. This will be my last weekend working regularly, doing weather here. And these are flowers, and they added in some asparagus. Thought that was real nice. Want to say that it's been real nice working with you two.
Absolutely, the same thing towards you.
It has been great.
And we want to mention also that there is an easier way to get asparagus. You have a little less labor involved. You can
probably less costly, too.
We've enjoyed it. Thank you. We'll see you again, though.
You bet.
A lot. Thanks. Well, this weekend, News 11 was honored with several awards at the Houston International Film Festival. Scenes of destruction from the tornado last year seen live on News 11 merited one of 3 gold awards. Judges were impressed by photographer Tom Empey, who shot the drama as Sky 11 pilot Max Mesmer flew right next to the tornado. And besides the 3 gold awards, News 11 also received 2 silvers. Not bad for a year's work.
You may be seeing Sally again. You know she's going to Sunrise. I am not going to get up that early. She'll have to come visit us on weekends.
It's worth it. Get up.
Still ahead on News 11, a proposal that could put wine on grocery store shelves.
And it's no proposal. The City Council is raising rates on St. Paul parking meters.
They're grappling. He's the guy on top. He will get the pin. And as you see, there you have it, 26 to 24. Simley over #1 ranked St. Francis.
He's having a great year.
Yes, he is.
All right, thanks, Tom. Well, right now we're going to go back down to Alan Costantini at the Hennepin County Government Center. The verdict is in, right, Alan?
Yes, Paul, the verdict is in, and it is guilty. Graylin Williams has been found guilty in the killing of 16-year-old Christine Kreitz back in October of 1985, a Disciples gang killing. The verdict came down moments ago in Judge Porter Jr.'s court. That's Charles Porter Jr.'s court here in the Hennepin County Government Center. Now, the 22-year-old Williams had been accused of being the trigger man in the shooting of Christine Kreitz. Her body was found, you may recall, in Martin Luther King Park in October of 1985. She was shot twice and left in that park. Disciples gang members Mary Braxton and Sandra White had testified against Williams in the case. Mary Braxton said she watched Williams shoot Kreitz, but the defense attacked her testimony, saying that she was crazy and a liar. Apparently, the jury, seen here earlier this evening as they went to dinner, believed the prosecution case and believed Ms. Braxton. Now, Williams, you may recall, is the second Disciples member to stand trial for the Kreitz killing. John Scruggs was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder last year. He's serving a life sentence. So the verdict is guilty. We don't know yet about the sentence. It's still going on up in court. Paul and Diana?
Now, Scruggs was the man believed to be the leader of the Disciples gang who ordered the killing, right?
Scruggs was, yes,
right.
That's correct.
All right, Alan, thank you very much. Well, coming up next, the road to recovery following a spectacular accident.
We'll introduce you to a woman injured in a crash a few weeks ago, going through a challenging recovery. The story next on The Extra.
Stop! Don't put that firecracker away, because our New Year's sale at Sun Valley was so successful, we're going to do it one more time. Through Monday only, we're repeating the year's lowest prices on everything in our showrooms. Water beds, bedroom furniture, weightless mattresses, Soma beds, comforters, and sheets, up to 50% off. You'll be amazed how much comfort and style your dollar buys. So start your new year with the best in beds at the lowest prices of the year through Monday only at Sun Valley Waterbeds.
When you stop to think about it, how does your corn soil insecticide stack up to Thimet? This one should be rotated. These don't have systemic action. And even though all these provide rootworm control comparable to Thimet, they still cost $2 to $3 more per acre. So, when you really think about it, for performance and price, Thimet stands alone.
I don't like to wait.
I hate to wait.
Why make 2 trips? And why wait? At LensCrafters, you can have quality eyeglasses in about an hour. Even tough prescriptions like trifocals and bifocals. Listen.
I've gotten bifocals, and I've gotten less than an hour.
Less than 45 minutes.
50 to 55 minutes.
It was fast, but it wasn't rushed.
Why make 2 trips?
LensCrafters, now in Southdale Mall, main level near Donaldson's.
Chrysler Plymouth dealers said, we want an American-built car that delivers true value. So after painstaking research, our engineers created the 87 Plymouth Horizon America with more than $600 worth of extra equipment and the 550 protection plan. Plus, they lowered the price by almost $1,100. The Plymouth Horizon America now sells for just $57.99. That's one of the best values of any car built in America. Discover America at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer now.
Tonight on News 11 Extra, a story about a woman on the road to recovery following a frightening accident on the freeway. Wendy Plata was in a terrible accident a few weeks ago. Her car was torn apart by a semi-truck. We often see accidents like these, but it's not often we present what happens to those who recover after such a crash. Ken Speak has the story of Wendy's recovery.
It's a slow process and painful trying to move injured body parts.
Oh, I should never go left hand first.
But then everything in Wendy Plata's life has slowed down considerably since 3 weeks ago.
How you doing, okay?
Can I say hi, Mom? Wendy amazed her 15 rescuers because she was alive, surely, but she was aware and she could kid around while she was still trapped inside her 1980 Champ.
Somebody said, do you have your seatbelt on? I said, yeah, and it was still on. I said, I can't get it out. And they're going, don't move, I'll get it.
Well, with this incident here, I think without the seatbelt, a good possibility that she wouldn't have got out of it alive.
That's it. Wait, I got you. No, it's there. This is another place where gravity works. There you go.
Sometimes the only way to handle the hurt is to make jokes about it. But the pain is obvious, as is the relief when Wendy stops moving her broken bones.
I know I'm real lucky to be alive, and you know, I'm not thrilled with what happened. And in fact, I'm real angry about it. Semis always made me nervous. And now I see TV reports of accidents and the semi was involved, and I mean, the shoulders attach themselves to the ears, and I immediately get.
So Wendy Plata is pulling down on 9 3/8 pounds now to strengthen her shoulders, get herself started again. When the accident happened, she'd been pulling down 2 jobs to keep her acting career going.
And I remember sitting in the car thinking, wow, look at this. This is, this is going to screw me up for a while.
Nobody's talking yet about when Wendy Plata will be healed, but she's started back, and she's determined, and she's alive. Ken Speak, News 11, St. Paul.
Beautiful smile. Wish you the best.
You bet.
Get a weather update.
Tell you what, take your snowmobile ride tomorrow or Sunday. A big thaw on the way. Increasing clouds tomorrow. No problems for the fireworks tomorrow night. Maybe a couple of flurries in the air. A high of 34 tomorrow, 33 on Sunday, up near 40 by early next week. Tom Ryther, would you explain to me what this is right here? What is that?
Well, Paul, believe it or not, that is the brand new Ferdinand Marcos workout video, and you can get it at your local video stores. And it looks like it would really do the job. By the way, Baltimore beat the Strikers tonight 10-4 as we watch Ferdinand work out, as we leave you on this lovely Friday night in a rush of perspiration after watching this.
He does look marvelous, that Ferdinand, doesn't he?
You betcha.
You have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Good night.